What is up, y'all? You are checking out the World of WWE podcast. I am Ant, and I'm joined by one of my best buds,
Latino Carlo.
Latino. Yes, and Le Champion Dan is not here for this recap, but he will be back with us next week for Raw. As Le Champion, he has vacation, so we are going to do the dirty work today, and that is totally cool. If you are listening to us, thank you. You are here to listen to our WWE Monday Night Raw February 7th, 2022 official recap. And I can't believe we're already in the middle of February. Well, not the middle of February, but like we're already, getting there. We're on the road to Elimination Chamber and Royal Rumble. So that's going to, and WrestleMania. Sorry, Royal Rumble just happened. I think I'm trying in my mind rewrite history to pretend that what happened didn't take place, but it's all good. So this week's Raw was a pretty decent Raw. A couple of crazy stuff happened, but let's start off with where they were. Raw took place in Denver, Colorado, and we started off with the quiz portion of the academic decathlon between WWE Raw Tag Team Champions Alpha Academy and former Raw Tag Team Champions RK Bro. Carlos, I know you love this. There were some pretty funny moments in the segment. RK Bro ended up winning the competition, and if I'm correct, because they lost, they get a title shot.
Yeah.
Okay, so Carlos, if you want, you can go over a little bit about that segment, and are you enjoying this academic decathlon challenge so far?
Yeah. I think the only segment I didn't really like out of this whole challenge, I think the challenge is over now. But the only challenge I didn't like was, I think, the scooter race, just because I think it was like so long and dragged. But like everything else was cool. The quiz bowl was funny as hell.
Yeah.
It was it was funny because when they were talking about like cartoons and stuff, there was like an option for cartoons, and they talked about like the Ninja Turtles. Then there was like different like categories, and I don't know why they're making Chad Gable look so stupid. Like there was, I think, did he get a question wrong? I don't remember.
I think so. I love how he goes, "Thank you."
Yeah, I love Chad Gable. He's like, shush.
Yeah.
I don't know why they never used him this good till now. Like, he's really good.
Yeah.
Like on the mic, and I already knew he was a great wrestler, but on the mic he's like really good. Thank you.
Yeah.
4.0 GPA.
Yes.
Don't boo education. I'll boo education all I want.
He is very, very funny, for sure. But speaking of that, a match between the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Alpha Academy, taking on the Street Profits, and what happened?
That was kind of out of nowhere. Like, they just came out.
Yeah, I was confused when I was watching. I was like, oh, I guess they have a match. But Otis lands a big splash, and he splashes Montez forward in the corner. But Montez moves, and Otis runs into the post. Angelo Dawkins nails a spinning splash and a cool suplex, and Montez Ford lands a flying senton to the outside. However, Chad Gable rolls up Angelo Dawkins to get the win, so your Raw Tag Team Champions remain on top. Next, we have MVP coming down to the ring, and he welcomes the almighty WWE Champion Bobby Lashley down to the ring. And
this is hometown celebration.
Denver, yes. And Bobby.
So is Bobby Lashley a face now? Because he seems like every time he comes out now, like slapping the crowd and stuff.
Maybe in his, I don't know. I have noticed that maybe he's just likes the support. I don't know, but yeah, it's weird to tell what he is right now currently. But he thinks it's cool that Brock won the Royal Rumble, but Brock winning at Elimination Chamber is pure fantasy. MVP says that Bobby is the biggest and baddest monster of them all. And then Bobby takes the mic and says that Brock disrespected him for the last time. Bobby says that Brock doesn't make demands to the Almighty. Brock demanded everything he didn't work for. When was the last time Brock actually even had a match on Raw? Bobby says he wants it to come down to him and Brock in Chambers so that Bobby can pin Brock. it's going to be Brock locked in the chamber with Bobby. And then Brock says, I will be defending my title in the main event of WrestleMania. And they leave. So my question for you, Latino Heat, is if it does come down to Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar at Elimination Chamber, who do you think will walk out Elimination Chamber as WWE Champion?
Who do I think is gonna win WWE?
If it comes down to Lashley and Brock.
It comes down to those two.
Yep.
I don't want to say it yet. I need to think about it more.
Okay, so you want to wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll have to wait and see. This was a good promo to kind of push the two of them going forward. Next, we have Alexa Bliss meeting with her doctor, and the doctor asks Alexa to hand over the replica Lily. Alexa does that, and she cries as she hands over Lily. Next, we have the WWE United States Champion Damien Priest taking on the Phenomenal One AJ Styles. A lot of back and forth action to start. AJ with a hero hosh. It's a Japanese word. It's a kick. He nails it and he gets a 2 count. And then Damien Priest kicks away at AJ, who lands a Pele kick. And then AJ lands a phenomenal forearm to get the win. So after this match and his win over Damien Priest, should AJ Styles get a title shot against Damien Priest?
Yes, obviously. He just beat the champion.
Do you think it would be as easy? Because it seemed like this match wasn't that difficult for AJ to win. Do you think he will have a harder fought contest if the title is on the line?
Yeah. Definitely.
Hopefully, and this match is taking place on Raw next week, right, for the title?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Okay, next up we have Miz TV with the Mysterios, and of course, Maryse is back with the Miz, which made me happy to see. He asked fans to show love to his wife Maryse, which I of course did, and he welcomes the Mysterios down to the ring. And Ray said that he says that Miz used underhanded tactics to win last week. Miz claims that he's not a cheater. He outsmarted Dominic. Miz says he was cheated out of an opportunity of competing in the Elimination Chamber match. Miz says he's the only 2-time Grand Slam champion. And Miz asks, is my face on the cover of WWE 2K22? And then Maryse tells Rey Mysterio that Ray can learn a thing or two from her after her really cool Hurricane Rana, which I agree with. I think Ray used a lot of Maryse's moves in his own matches. So I do think he should be thankful to Maryse and you know, he can learn something from her, I think. So Miz is asking for respect. Dominic gets in Miz's face and tells Miz, you will respect my dad. And then we go to the Miz versus Maryse, or the Miz versus Dominic. But before we get there, let's talk a little bit about that. What do we think about Maryse telling Rey Mysterio he can learn a thing or two from her?
Oh, from like the Hurricane Rana and stuff. I mean, you can't ever discredit Rey Mysterio. He's one of the greatest luchadors of all time. So like, she can maybe learn a few things from him.
Well, yeah, like maybe how to continually lose. So anyways, I'm joking. Rey Mysterio is one of my favorites. So we do have the Miz and Maryse taking on Dominic Mysterio with Rey. Maryse trips Dominic early on, and the referee kicks Maryse out of the match.
Wait, you forgot something really important that happened in the segment.
What?
So the Miz goes, you seem a lot taller than your father. Are you sure you're not Eddie's son?
Oh yes, that's right.
That was a huge burn right there.
Yes, he is a lot taller than.
I'm surprised they still mention Eddie Guerrero.
Well, it's not like he did anything wrong, you know. He just, you know, he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, drug overdose, but you know. So, anyways, Ray distracts the Miz, allowing Dominic to roll up Miz to get the win. And my question for you is, who will overcome in this feud between the Miz and the Mysterios?
I hope this really benefits Dominic.
Okay. All right. Well, it is good that he did beat The Miz, who is a former WWE champion and two-time Grand Slam winner. So that does say something there. Next, we have almost a superhero, Nikki Cross, taking on Bianca Belair, or Nikki almost a superhero, sorry. Nikki applies a half Boston Crab, and Bianca hurts her leg. Bianca lands 2 suplexes and gets a 2 count. Nikki lands a tornado DDT, 2 count again. And then Bianca kicks Nikki's head into the post and nails a KOD to get the win. Again, I'm going to ask this. What's next for Bianca Belair?
She's already in the chamber match, so I am as of right now, I see her winning it.
Ooh, so you think Bianca's winning the chamber? Okay, that could happen. She is a former SmackDown Women's Champion. Okay, all right, I can see that. All right, next we have Austin Theory taking on Kevin Owens. KO accidentally runs into the ring post, and he slams Austin's head onto the steps and nails a suplex off the steps to the floor on Austin Theory. Then Kevin nails a cannonball and a frog splash off the apron to Austin Theory outside. Austin nails a reverse suplex and gets 2 count. Kevin lands a cool suplex off the top and misses a swanton. And then Kevin nails a super kick and a stunner to get the win over Austin Theory. Carlos, who do you think Kevin Owens should fight at WrestleMania? What is your quick call for Kevin Owens?
Can I give you that at the end of at the end of Raw?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you that at the end of Raw.
All right. Moving on. Leda comes down, WWE Hall of Famer, and we do know she's fighting Becky Lynch at Elimination Chamber. Leda says that after being in the Royal Rumble, she started to feel like she was home. There was one person, a woman, they are building glass ceilings around for that specific person to break. Talking about Becky Lynch. Leda wanted this match for a long time, and then Becky down. Becky says, it's cool hearing this from your teen idol. Growing up, Becky worshipped Leda. She talks about how Leda believed and supported her, and Becky is eternally grateful for her. Without Leda, there probably would be no Becky Lynch. She goes, but now that there is a Becky Lynch, there can be no Leda. She says this is the most important thing in her life is the title. She says she had to get rid of friends, the people, and she will get rid of you, Leda. Becky claims that she's in her prime, and she says, you might have helped bring me up, but I will bring you down. Then Leda says, she has no problem being an underdog. She talks about how she was just a kid who chased her dreams. It was the fans who chanted for Leda and helped Leda live her dream. Leda hasn't held the title in 15 years, but the WWE Universe supports her. And she says you have to get with how what you have to get with how you feel. Okay, so she basically wants to, you have to understand that you have to realize that how are you going to feel when I leave Elimination Chamber, 5-time women's champion. Becky then attacks Leda, but then Leda is able to overpower her, nail a twist of fate, and a moonsault. So, Carlos, is Becky making a smart choice underestimating Leda?
It's not. I mean, Leda's not in her prime like she was, but don't take Leda don't take her lightly either.
Okay. All right.
She's competition. So everyone that Becky faces, she has to take them seriously.
Competition. Okay. Next we have Liv Morgan taking on Doudrop.
This match pissed me off.
Yeah, Doudrop lands a crossbody to Liv. Liv lands a drop kick to Doudrop's back. Doudrop lands a glam slam to a 2 count. And then Doudrop drops Liv Morgan off the rope and lands a splash to get the win. My question is, Carlos, how likely will Doudrop or Liv Morgan win Elimination Chamber?
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Yeah. It doesn't.
I hope Liv lasts longer than Doudrop though.
I do too. But while you guys think of that, we're going to take a quick ad break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about our main event, which is Seth freaking Rollins taking on Riddle. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Hey, it's Anthony from World of WWE, a WWE podcast. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. One, it's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
And welcome back. Yes, definitely check out anchor.fm. It's a great tool to create podcasts. And make sure while you're doing that, you're checking out the World of WWE podcast on February 22nd, 2022. We are officially rebranding the World of WWE podcast into the Uncensored Pro Wrestling podcast. With that, you will hear all new recaps of AEW shows, Impact Wrestling shows, and many more. So stay tuned for that. But we also will keep on covering WWE shows as well. Make sure you find us on YouTube. Subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell. And also check us out wherever podcasts are streaming. So we're at our main event. And it was a decent match between Riddle and Rollins to start. But eventually it turned into a tag match between RK Bro against Kevin Owens and Seth freaking Rollins. And again, this was a good match as well. Seth ended up landing a stomp on Riddle to get the win. However, after the match, Randy hit Kevin Owens with an RKO as Seth freaking Rollins is outside of the ring, kind of like walking off. My question for you, Kraus, is do you think Kevin Owens will be upset with Seth freaking Rollins for not helping him out after the match?
No, not. No, I'm not sure. Maybe they'll. It seems like they seem to like brush it off. Like like when Seth didn't help Kevin Owens get in the match in the Elimination Chamber match, he didn't really seem mad at him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're just gonna like brush it off and just keep going.
Okay.
But to answer your question they asked me before about Kevin Owens WrestleMania, I see him teaming with Seth Rollins and then winning the Raw Tag Team Championships.
Okay.
Yeah, I see them leaving WrestleMania Tag Team Champions.
Okay. That wouldn't be that would be cool to see.
Like I see RK Bro winning them back, and then they face RK Bro for the titles, and they win them.
Okay. Well, that could happen. I don't doubt that. So yeah, I mean, there is a lot of speculation. A lot's happening. We have one more Raw to get through and then we're on the Stop to Elimination Chamber. But before we go, Carlos, what was your favorite moment or match from this week's edition of Raw?
I'm gonna have to go with the Seth Rollins and Riddle match.
Okay. And why?
I just thought that there's so much behind the match that they don't really like put on TV, but like there's that like we all know about.
Yeah.
So it's like there's like it was pretty physical too.
Yeah, those two are great athletes. So whenever the two of them fight, they do. I don't think we've ever really seen them fight one-on-one like that.
Yeah, Seth Rollins specifically said he doesn't want anything to do with Riddle at all.
Well, we sure as hell could tell that in that match because, like you said, it was very physical. For me, my favorite, I tend to always go with this, but I'm going to go with this again, is Leda and Becky Lynch's promo. I really like the storytelling behind it. I popped when Becky said, now that there is a Becky Lynch, there can be no Leda. That kind of makes sense. If you want to be the top dog, you got to have that young dog come in to knock that top one down. And there can't be a Leda. If there's a Leda, there's no Becky. If there's a Becky, there can't be a Leda. So I like that whole idea that someone's going to win and somebody is going to lose. But to find out about that, we are going to have our official WWE Elimination Chamber prediction special dropping Saturday, February 19th in the morning at, I'd say actually not morning. That's going to be dropping in the late afternoon around 4 o'clock. So be on the lookout for it.
Pay-per-view's at 12.
Oh, shit. Well, then never mind. We're going to have to work out the kinks on that, guys. We have a couple more episodes, so we'll figure that out, and then I'll give you an actual time. That's right. I forgot it's at 12. Okay. All right. All right. We'll have to. It'll probably be out then Friday night. Then we'll have to pray that WWE doesn't add any more matches to the card. But I think we're good. I think with 6 matches, that should be enough for the pay-per-view. But with that, I want to say everyone be safe. I hope you enjoy this edition of Raw. And we are one stop away from WrestleMania. We got Elimination Chamber coming up. And yeah, that's all I got left to say. Be safe, and we will talk to y'all soon. Bye.
See ya.